Coach, I know the defensive line on the surface had some, looked like they were good stats against FAU, but there was some fine-tuning. There were some things that you were not happy with. And I know going into, a game against probably superior talent last week, it looked like you were concerned a little bit. So after seeing how the guys did they perform maybe more to your expectations against Stanford?
Yeah, the second half of the question, performed better. We played better, maybe did not produce as much. Not always reflective of how you played. But I did think we played well, played better from a technique standpoint, from a assignment standpoint, from a tackling standpoint up front than we did the week before. That's the first part. The second part, no, I was not concerned. I had great confidence in what they do. I was anxious, like everybody else, to find out because it was a step up, and I had a lot of respect for that program. You're talking about one of the better programs in college football the last decade or so, and a physical program. So I was just anxious to see how they play, but I was confident. I was excited to see how they play, and they played well.
You guys have that with so much depth. You had 12, 13 guys you
15,
15 guys you rotated this weekend. I mean, it's got to be nice to be able to do that, week in and week out, and see some of those other guys maybe step up.
Well, part of it, us just, like I said, trying to figure out who's going to show up. It's still only week 3, and just trying to find out who actually is going to produce when we get out there and play. The second part is it does keep them motivated to practice. The third part is we're winning by a lot right now, and it allows us to rep guys. But it is good. I love being able to do that. It keeps us fresh. It's a long season, all those things. So it's a cumulative effect, but it adds up, and I do like playing guys a lot, and I still want to continue to do that, even if it ends up being, 10 guys by the end of the season. But right now we're playing a lot, and that's fun.
Yeah, because you mentioned you wanted to do 8 at one point, and then now you've gotten. It's nice. You should be able to have those extra.
It's great. Again, it helps them in practice. They're fresh Tuesday, they're fresh Wednesday. It makes them want to compete for that job, and then they're competing for. I think I've started different tackle combos at least twice already. So, it keeps them alive in practice. Hey, I better go, or coach is grading every rep. So I think, use that to our advantage as a staff.
Year to year, things are different, teams are different. But when you get somebody a second time around, how are things changed?
Well, with this group, it's a little unique. They graduated quite a few from our perspective on Pitt's offensive side of the ball. Quarterback's back with Kenny. Offensive coordinator's new, so I think for us it's a whole new offense. It really is. Its personnel's different and scheme's different. Now, familiarity with who they played against, as far as who got beat last year, who won last year, how that affects your mindset going into a game. I'm sure that's something you talk about to your kids. But all that we talk about is controlling. Hey, how well we do Tuesday in our own little phone booth, how we prepare playing in our little pod. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's going to have the most effect, and it's all about what we do is what we talk to our kids about.
How big is it to get a chance to see them play against a team? Now it's week 3, Penn State last week, Big Ten program. How good does that help you guys out maybe?
Good tape. A lot of respect. They played Penn State, they played UVA, 2 top 25 teams, 2 talented teams who've been great competition for them. So it's good, and our guys understand who they've played. Certainly to see them and hopefully not be able to hide anything. They've been in 3 games that they've 2 of them they had to go and score and try to win. So hopefully we've seen a lot of what they're going to end up showing on Saturday and hadn't been able to hide a whole lot because they've been in some tight games. So that's helpful, I hope.
In terms of size and physicality, is there any similarities that you see in Pitt that maybe you saw at Stanford? Or?
Yeah, Stanford was just so long. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at them on the field. They were 6'6", 6'7". I don't know if this group at Pitt's quite as long. They're just as big, big, physical ACC program. I think they had 2,000-yard rushers last year, I believe, or at least 2 running backs that produced very well. So I know they like to run the ball. Coach Narduzzi, everywhere he's been, they're going to take their run game with them and their run game defense. They're going to pack that with them on the road, at home. They do a great job on both sides of the ball in the run game. So we know that's going to be a challenge. So, but they're big and they're physical and they want to establish the run, and we got to try to stop that. So that'll be the challenge always, on the road especially.
You guys ran a bunch of twists up front in this last game. Was that part of the game plan to try to confuse their tackles?
Yeah, they were young up front, so let's see if they can handle some of that stuff, right? And they had some guys banged up, so that's part of it. Part of it is, I think it's a screen game was something we were worried about, in that sometimes you'll twist a lot to try to help deter screens or at least sniff them out, and so that was part of it too. And then I think sometimes it gives our guys the best chance to rush, because sometimes just passing those twists off, there's confusion, offensive lineman starts leaning. It just helps us gain an advantage at times in the twist game.
Being able to do that, at one point I think I saw Brandon Wilson go from left defensive tackle all the way around to the right.
Yeah, that's right, he did.
That ability is something that maybe you guys have more this year because the athleticism you talked about.
Yeah, I think because we're a little more athletic inside, hopefully those games will work a little bit better than they did maybe at times last year. That hopefully at some point too, we got a guy like Kalia Davis, who's a big 290-pound DN. Well, guess what? It's not hard to throw him inside and become more athletic by putting an end at 3 technique, or taking a Randy Charlton at 270 pounds, 65, whatever Randy is right now, throwing him inside. And at some point, as we stay here longer and grow the program and grow the defense, we'd like to be able to do that as well. But I think we hit the quarterback 12 times Saturday. We didn't sack him, which is disappointing, but you go back, like first series we hit him. Second series on the pick, Randy, knocks the heck out of him. And I really thought we changed his head, the quarterback's head. I thought after that second hit and that second series that there was a clock in his head. So those twist games helped. We didn't land a sack, but we did land on the quarterback about 12 times.
What did you think about Randy specifically in that game?
Yeah, played another good game. He's played his best 2 games since we've been here the last 2 weeks. He's just, he's a young player. Every week he grows, he learns. His first time starting, experience is the best teacher. But he's learning, he's playing faster, and he's trying to bring a physical presence, so that helps.
Brandon Wilson also, a guy you brought in,
got his first start.
Got his first start. I mean, what can you say about his performance so far, and being able to help out?
Brandon's doing good. He's playing hard, and rewarded him with a start. I thought he had a good week of prepreration. I thought he played really hard at FAU. I just think, he's consistent the last couple of weeks in his effort. Part of it, I think Kenny had played his best football the week before, so we opened that position up during the week of practice, and B. Will had the best week. Still things we got to work on with everybody, pad level and hands, but he's doing some good things.
Is that kind of your approach? Maybe is the week by week is just who maybe has a good week of practice, maybe to see the start?
I'd like it to be that way, just to make it an earned thing, where they know they can come out. Because I think the harder you go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the better you're going to be on Saturday. And the best way to go hard, keep guys going hard, is to understand that they're competing for time on the field on Saturday. That's always the best motivator. So I love that ability to have guys compete for a job during the week. And ultimately, like I said, the first snap really doesn't matter. We're going to roll 15 guys, so everybody's going to play, hopefully. But there's an honor, and there's something you earn when you go there and start the game for us.
One more.
Good. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you,
Coach.
Appreciate it.